Welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. And I see that some of you have already aware of the, we're talking about a very serious topic about monkey adultery, and and you know what I can tell, I can see here, I can see that you guys are already. Thank you, Andrew. Yes. Um, you guys remembered that last time we had special earmuffs for Pinky. Um, this time, we talked about it and we decided that we were going to go ahead and try these new. Um, these are like they're kind of like uh, monkey ear pods, and see this way because so that just think about it. Just think about it as a person. You want to be just sitting there unable to hear anything, you know with the technology that we have today, that doesn't have to happen. Pinky could be listening to something else. Okay. it, Pinky doesn't want to listen to what we're talking about today. Okay. He said, okay. He said, no thank you, not interested. Okay. um, and so, okay, that's fine. Okay. But it doesn't mean, you just have to sit there, not hearing anything, you know, so with these advanced monkey ear pods, um, Pinky will be able to hear. We're playing a special, um, it's an anniversary issue of Curious George. And so Pinky's going to be listening to Curious George. Okay, I know everybody has seen it, but Pinky enjoys it. And so anyway, so yes, Pinky will not be listening, but doesn't have to just sit there and just like be in total silence. Okay, no, it doesn't. So we're living in the 21st century. Okay, we know how to provide this service. So this is what's happening today for Pinky. Pinky will not be listening in with us today, okay? But Pinky will be listening to the special anniversary issue of Curious George. Okay, so all right. So okay. All right, you guys. So hope you guys are having a good day. Okay. Let's see if there were a month. Dude, Tiger. I know Tiger, you tend to get a little bit defensive, okay, with Pinky and stuff. I know there's been an issue before. It's not the first time. And so it's not abuse, okay? It's not abuse, Pinky's listening to Curious George. It's like, dude, it's just like that's what monkeys like. Okay, they like Curious George. Okay. So yeah, yeah, that's right. So okay, guys. Um, all right. So God bless you guys. Let's see who we have here. We have Jack Ray. God bless you. Tiger. God bless you. Andrew. God bless you. Let's see. Here's my John Scott. God bless you. Abla. God bless you. Yes. So today we're going to look at because people, inquiring minds want to know. And, they want to understand this monkey situation. And I totally understand that. And so, I wanted to go back just because Islam is originally Arabic, Quran is Arabic. It came for the Arabs. It didn't come for nobody else. It didn't come for the Germans. Didn't come for the Japanese. Didn't come for the Spaniards, didn't come for the Germans, didn't come for the British, didn't come for Londoner. It came supposedly, according to the Quran, just for Arabs. And as a representatives of the Arabs, we don't want it. Okay, but so anyway, because of that, I just wanted to see what some Arab sheikhs have to say about this. I was just curious to see how they deal with this situation of monkey adultery. You know, there's so many questions. There's so many questions. Um, um, you know, about the monkey situation, about monkey adultery. Okay, it's not a simple issue. It's not a there's just a lot of issues, and so people, inquiring minds, want to understand. So anyway, let's look, and these are Arabic, like I said, but I'll translate them to see. Maybe we're going to learn something new. About monkey adultery. Okay, so let's look and see. Okay, here's now this sheikh, this imam. We've seen him many times before. Let's hear what he's got to say about this topic. He's even got some very interesting picture. Look at that picture.
يقول رأيت وأنا في الجاهلية قرودا ترجم قردة.
Okay, saying that in the time of ignorance, there were monkeys that were stoning a monkey, a female monkey.
والحديث في البخاري قالوا لك
And this is in Bukhari. This is not like, this is serious stuff.
قال كنت أرعى الغنم أظنه
Okay, the guy says, I was watching sheep.
مسعود رضي الله عنه أو غيره.
Okay.
يقول كنت أرعى الغنم.
And then he says, I was watching the sheep, and then I was watching.
فأقبل قرد كبير معه قردة صغيرة يعني أو
Big monkey has a little female monkey with him. So there's a big male monkey who has a little female monkey. Okay.
أصغر من أنثى يعني.
It's smaller than the big male monkey. It's a female little monkey.
فجاءت ووضعت له فخذها واضطجع برأسه عليه ونام.
Down, and he puts his head on it and sleeps.
فأقبل قرد آخر فغمزها.
And then she sees another monkey, a young, good-looking young monkey, male monkey, and he winks at her.
فنظرت إليه.
And so she, like, her eye, she had a wandering eye. Yeah. Okay, she had a wandering eye. Okay, let's just say it the way that's what he said.
ثم أخذت حجرا.
So she took a rock. Listen to this. Look at the duplicitousness of evil. The way there's such intricate inner workings of the evil mind, this monkey.
ووضعته مكان.
She took a rock. Look at how this monkey thinks. Look how evil works. Look at the anatomy of adultery, monkey adultery. Okay. She takes a rock. Because why? Because her fiance has his head on her leg. Okay. And so what she does, she takes a rock. Because she's in lust. Okay.
رجلها.
And she puts the rock in place of her leg. يبا
ورأس القرد الكبير عليه.
and puts the head of the big male monkey on the rock. I mean, you could tell this is already very troublesome.
وذهبت معه.
And she goes with the young, good-looking monkey guy.
يقول فواقعها وأنا أنظر.
And it said they started doing it, and I was watching.
واقعها كما يواقع الرجل المرأة يعني. ثم رجعت.
And then she came back. They went and did it, and then she came back. She came back.
وصارت توخر الحجر حتى تضع رجلها مرة ثانية.
Here, you guys, is where things start falling apart. You see, evil always leads to these types of problems. Evil always leads to this type of issue. Okay. And you see, because what happened next is that this female monkey who put her fiance's head on a rock now needs to do the opposite. Okay. She needs to get the rock out from under her fiance's head to put her leg back under his head. See the machinations of evil never works. It's never worth it.
فاستيقظ القرد الكبير. يقول.
But the big monkey woke up.
وجعل يشمها.
He started smelling her.
ثم صرخ.
And he started screaming. See?
بالقرود واجتمعوا.
And all the monkeys came around.
وجعل يصرخ بهم.
And they started screaming with him. Okay, they understood what's going on.
ثم أخذوا الحجارة وأخذوا يرجمونها.
And these other monkeys, they took up rocks and started stoning her. Goodness.
هذا في البخاري.
This is in Bukhari, you guys. This is in Sahih al-Bukhari, you guys. And look at the conclusion, you guys, because we need understanding. And so this guy is here to help us.
ثم أخذوا الحجارة وأخذوا يرجمونها. هذا في البخاري.
So, okay.
يقول.
That's the conclusion, you guys. Sorry, you were waiting for wisdom. That's what that video. So let's look at another one. Maybe another one will help us. Okay, maybe another one will give us a little more clarity. So, but wasn't that dramatic the way he told it? It's just like it was like watching a soap opera. Okay, now this guy here, he also حط القرود عندهم محاكم. Okay, this in Arabic. Let me see. I don't know if Abla, you want to translate this. I think it's yes. This is very important. It says حط القرود عندهم محاكم, which means that even monkeys have courts of law. Even monkeys. Waraka, I know maybe you weren't here at the beginning, but we have given Pinky special monkey ear pods. And so for Pinky's own good, Pinky is listening to Curious George right now. So Pinky's like, doesn't care about any of this. Pinky's like, dude, I don't care about all this stuff. He's just enjoying Curious George right now. And this is an anniversary issue. So just so you know, Pinky is not listening. So, okay. John Scott. Okay. Anyway, this says, even monkeys have courts. And this guy, it's kind of, I don't know what you're going to think about this guy.
ما قصة حديث القردة؟
Okay, so somebody is saying to this guy, what's the story of the monkey? Female monkey. Kurda in Arabic, by the way, guys, for the future, if you want to know. Kurda is a male monkey. Kurda is a female monkey. So the guy's asking him, what's the story of a female monkey? Okay.
هذا صحيح البخاري باب.
Okay, and he's showing us the book, Sahih al-Bukhari. This is the number 2 book of Sunni Islam, you guys. This is the number 2 book. I don't understand. This guy looks like a Muslim. I don't understand this video. He's saying this is the number 2 book of Sunni Islam. If you're a Muslim, this, we're kind of being a little lighthearted, but this is pretty serious that this is in the number 2 book of Islam. Number 2. I mean, you got the others, you got Sahih Muslim, you got Tirmidhi, you got all those other ones, but Bukhari is the number 1 so far as hadith goes. This is number 1 hadith source of the words of Muhammad. And so this guy is he's being very honest. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. Not Da'if, not Hasan, not Masnoor, not fabricated, not weak. It's Sahih al-Bukhari. This guy is saying it.
في حديث رقم 3849 يقول
He's reading the hadith now.
حدثنا نعيم بن حماد حدثنا هشيم عن حسين عن عمر عن ميمون يقول رأيت في الجاهلية قردة.
He says, in the time of ignorance, I saw a female monkey.
اجتمع عليها قردة.
And a bunch of other monkeys gathered around her.
قد زنت فرجموها
And she committed her.
فرجمتها معهم.
And the guy says, so I joined them and started stoning the monkey with them. So because the guy who was speaking this, remember, he also took up stones and started stoning this monkey.
حط هنا هذا الحديث اللي
He says, here, put your finger on it. Okay, he shows it to you. Okay, it's exactly what he said. Okay, in Arabic you can read it. قال رأيت في الجاهلية كردة قد زنت. Okay, it is the فرجموها فرجمتها. Okay, you can read all that in Arabic.
3849
It's 3,849.
49 حديث القردة. صحيح البخاري.
This is the hadith of the female monkey. So, I don't know why they did this. I don't know. I mean, this guy looks like a Muslim. I don't know why he did this, but I think he understands. Houston, we have a problem here. Mecca, we have a problem here. And so sorry guys, there we are. We've watched 2 videos so far and no enlightenment, no deep revelations here. But okay, let's watch another one. There's a lot of these, you guys. I'm not going to keep you forever, but
كنت أرعى الغنم.
Okay, now this is the same guy here talking, and then this guy on top is commenting on it. And so now he just said, okay, this guy says that I was watching the sheep.
Allah.
And so this guy's saying, my goodness.
قرد كبير قرد معه
Big monkey
قردة صغيرة
has a little female monkey.
يعني أو أصغر منه أنثى يعني.
هو كمان بيتجوز صغيرة.
I don't know if this guy's a Christian or what. I get a feeling he's not. I get a feeling he's not. Because what this guy said, remember, there was the big male monkey with the little female monkey. And so this guy who is commenting on it, he says, monkeys also marry little girls, little young young girl monkeys. Obviously a reference to Muhammad marrying Aisha.
جاءت ووضعت له فخذها واضطجع برأسه عليه ونام.
فخذ القردة.
And so this guy says the little girl's leg, the little girl monkey leg.
أقبل قرد آخر فغمزها.
قرد غمزها.
And this guy says another monkey winked at her.
فنظرت إليه.
He says winked like this.
ثم أخذت حجرا ووضعته مكان رجلها ورأس القرد الكبير عليه وذهبت معه.
مين اللي متابع
يقول
ده؟
فواقعها.
Okay, it says so. She puts the rock underneath the head of the other guy, so he could sleep. And then the guy who's watching it, he's saying, "Who wrote this?"
وأنا أنظر.
وأنت بتنظر ليه؟
And this guy is saying that, you know, the guy who's writing this, he says, I was watching all of this. So he was watching all this monkey business going on. And the guy who is commenting, he's saying, why are you watching? What's up with you watching? Why are you watching all this?
واقعها كما يواقع الرجل المرأة يعني.
قاعد تتفرج ليه؟
Why are you sitting there watching? Are you some kind of sick pervert? What's wrong with you?
ثم رجعت. صارت تتوخى.
Okay, he's saying, so the monkey went, committed adultery, and then she came back. So the guy who's commenting saying, see, this is important. She came back.
الحجر حتى تضع رجلها مرة ثانية فاستيقظ القرد.
ده انت متابع الموضوع بقى يعني.
Okay, and she went to try to put her leg in place of the rock. So he's saying, wow, this guy was really watching it very detailed.
يقول وجعل يشمها.
الله الله
ثم صرخ.
And he started smelling her. And this guy is saying, oh my goodness. And he's saying, la, 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 la.
يخرب بيتك.
Okay, يخرب بيتك. It's kind of a funny way. Literally, يخرب بيتك means like destroy your house. You know, like Allah destroy your house. But it's actually a kind of humorous way of saying this is so ridiculous. It's kind of like this is so ridiculous, you know.
واجتمعوا وجعل يصرخ.
يخرب بيتك, Allah destroy your house, but it means like this is unbelievable.
بهم.
الله.
ثم أخذوا الحجارة وأخذوا يرجمون.
يخرب بيت أمك.
He says Allah destroyed the house of your mother. It's a joke, kind of a humorous way of saying this is so amazing. This is so amazing wisdom.
No.
Anyway, I found it really funny that all of these Arabs, and I bet you they are Muslims. I bet you all these guys are Muslims, and they're just saying, "Dude, this is so ridiculous." But let's watch a couple. We're gonna get some.
البخاري أحاديث.
Okay, now this guy's saying there's a hadith in Bukhari.
إذا فعلا البخاري خلاها احنا نشك بعقله ونشك به يعني.
If it's in Sahih al-Bukhari, it's something important and it's something big.
يعني مثلا في صحيح البخاري
صحيح البخاري
انه احد الاشخاص جاء من اليمن ومن
guy who comes from Yemen.
تابعي عمرو بن ميمون يروي
His name is Ahmed bin Maymun.
رواية يقول
He tells the story, he narrates the story.
أنا وأنا في الطريق رأيت قردة زنت. طبعا
I was in the way and I saw a monkey committing adultery.
عن قصة طويلة.
It's a long story.
قردة زنت فرجمها القردة فرجمتها معهم.
He says there was an adulterous monkey and all the other monkeys started stoning this monkey, and so I started stoning her along with them.
طيب هذا التابعي ما يعرف أن الحيوانات ما عليها يعني الحيوانات هو عليها أحكام شرعية. قردة زنت.
He's saying, so we can say that Sharia law applies to monkeys, that Sharia law applies to animals. Now, you guys tell me this guy isn't a Muslim. Tell me this guy isn't a Muslim. Look at him. He's saying Sharia law applies to animals, to monkeys.
زنت هو أكو زنا في الحيوانات.
Okay? She committed adultery and, you know.
وهل يعقل الحيوانات ترجم؟
He says, is it reasonable? Dude, this guy is like, he's a Muslim. I bet you he's a sheikh. He's saying, is it reasonable that animals know Sharia law? That they know the Sharia law?
قردة زنت. طيب
And a monkey committed adultery? Is it reasonable to think that?
هاي المسكينة رجمتها القردة.
And this poor girl monkey, and they all start stoning her?
فرضا أنت عليش راجمها وياهم؟ أنت.
And then you go and join the monkeys and start stoning her.
أنت شنو حارق جلك تجي ترجم
And like he's talking to the narrator, to this guy that's telling the story. He says, what business of yours is it that you got to go join them and stone this poor monkey?
قردة مسكينة هذه.
This poor female monkey.
ما فعلت شيئا.
She didn't do nothing.
البخاري أحاديث.
Dude, you know this guy's a Muslim. And he's just saying, dude, this is actually in our books. We're stuck with this thing. Okay, let's see. It's so fun. One of the reasons I want to do this is just to show that even Muslims can't take this story seriously, but they can't get rid of it. They're stuck with it. It's in their book, in the number one.
عمرو بن ميمون
Okay.
قال
This guy's really going to take it to town, okay? This guy's going to give us some practical wisdom about this subject, because I know people, inquiring minds want to know, okay? This is an important topic, okay? So, okay, let's listen to what he's going to say.
لقد رأيت الرجم في غير بني آدم.
Yes, I saw a stoning that happened with something other than a human being.
طب كيف رأيته؟ قال رأيت قردا وقردة اجتمع القرود عليهما
A male monkey and a female monkey, and then a bunch of other monkeys came around and started stoning her.
فرجموهما. فجاء المعترض وقال لك ادي كتاب البخاري يا سيدي.
This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. Yazidi. When they say Yazidi, this means like oh sir, oh it literally means like my master, but it's borderline sarcasm.
هل هو في غير بني آدم مكلف؟
And you think, is there something besides human beings that this law, Sharia law, applies to?
لا، المكلف الإنس والجن.
No, it's humans and demons. Ins وجن. It's the humans and the demons.
طب سيبنا من الجن.
Okay, let's forget about the jinn, the demons.
ما نعرفش تفاصيل حياتهم.
We don't know the details of their lives.
لكن نعرف تفاصيل حياة الإنس.
but we do know about the details of the lives of humans.
الرجم ده كحد للزاني المحصن.
Stoning is the just punishment for adultery.
المتزوج إذا زنى يرجم بالحجارة حتى يموت.
Someone who's married commits adultery, he's to be stoned until he dies.
السنة العملية المتواترة أتت بهذا.
Muhammad, that's multiple narrations, absolutely establishes this.
قال لك طب ازاي يكون الرجم في غير الإنس والجن؟
But how can you have stoning for something besides demons and humans?
في غير مكلف. واعترض على هذا الحديث.
And some people object because of that. People object to this hadith that we're stuck with.
وقال إن هذا محض خرافة.
And some people say this is just rumors or fables.
طيب تعالوا باختصار شديد جدا.
With a little, very short summation.
ننظر كيف نخضع هذا الأثر إلى علم الحديث.
How do we apply this to modern science? Okay. Pinky's listening to Curious George, so I don't want Pinky. Okay, Tiger, I'm pointing you out, singling you out. I don't want Pinky listening to this. Okay, we're going into modern science.
لتعرفوا الفرق بين أداء العلماء واعتراض هؤلاء الجهلاء.
So that you can understand the wisdom of the scholars and the so-called objections of the ignorant.
الإمام البخاري روى هذا الأثر
narrated this.
وليس حديثا للنبي.
This isn't a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, even though it's in the midst of all his hadith.
عليه الصلاة والسلام.
In the book of his most trustworthy hadiths.
دلال الكلام ده عمرو بن ميمون.
So you can't say, oh, this is about Muhammad. No. This is about Ahmad bin Maymun. But it is still a Sahih hadith in the most trustworthy source of hadiths. So you still have to own it.
قال رأيت الرجم في الجاهلية.
I saw the stoning of this monkey in the time of ignorance.
في الإسلام.
In Islam.
وقد ورد هذا الخبر بصورة أوسع وسياق أشبع.
In a more satisfying context.
في مستخرج أبي بكر الإسماعيلي على صحيح البخاري.
There's a book about Sahih al-Bukhari.
فبيذكر إن هو كان يرعى غنم.
This is the story I've told. You know, the guy says that he was watching his sheep.
في الجبل فوجد قردا عجوزا نائما.
An old male. Now this guy isn't saying that it's just like a big monkey with a big male monkey with a little female monkey. He's saying it's an old man monkey. Ajuz means it's an old man monkey. Kind of like Muhammad was when he married Aisha. Kind of, you know, an Ajuz, an old man monkey.
وقد بسط ذراعه ونام على ذراعه قردة شابة.
Put his arm out and a young girl monkey came and slept on it. So we're getting a little bit different details here. You know, this may be a different narration, you know.
فجاء قرد شاب فبصبص.
Okay, now it says, and then came this good looking young man monkey, and he kind of whispered to the female.
للقردة الشابة دي فقامت وانسلت من على ذراع هذا العجوز
pulled herself off of the arm of this old man monkey. Okay. Pinky's in another world. He's listening to Curious George. He doesn't care about this. Even though this, I kind of think is more entertaining than Curious George. If you ask me my own personal opinion, okay, but okay, my opinion doesn't matter here.
وذهبت معه.
And so this monkey sees this nice looking young man monkey, and she pulls her head off the arm of this old man monkey and goes with the young guy monkey.
عمرو بن ميمون يقول وأنا أنظر.
Amr bin Maymun, the guy who's narrating this, he says, I was watching. This guy was kind of like the Warner, the Warner liked to watch. He's also called the Watcher. This guy liked to watch too.
فالقرد لما بصبص للقردة دي، وأصل البصبصة تحريك الذيل.
Okay, so she's watching this monkey.
إذا يقال بصبص الكلب بذنبه يعني حركه.
If you say like it touched the heart, that means that it touched her. It touched her heart.
وفي البني آدمين يقول لك بيلعب بديله.
Okay, with human beings, kind of like playing with their feelings.
ها؟ يعني
Lots of people are laughing.
مش مستقيم، يعني بيلعب بديله.
Okay, he's not straight. He's playing, he's playing games.
في البصبصة أصلا تحريك الإيه؟ تحريك الذيل يعني. المهم إن القرد والقردة دي قضوا حاجتهما.
Okay, the main thing is that these two young monkeys did their need, meaning they, engaged in their adultery.
والقردة دي قامت رايحة تاني ونايمة على دراع مين؟ اللي بيشخر جنبها ده.
Dude, they ought to make a movie out of this. What happened then is that this female monkey, after committing adultery, she goes back to the old man. And this guy, the way he describes this old man is that he's old and snoring. Old and snoring. He's shakhir. In Arabic, shakhir means to snore. And so the old monkey is snoring. Okay, see, each time you hear something, you learn something new. Okay. And so, the old monkey was snoring. Okay, so she comes back to the snoring old monkey.
أول ما حطت راسها على إيده أفاق.
Her head on his arm, he woke up. Now, remember the other one with the rock, where she's trying to put the rock in and all that? Well, this one's a little bit different. Okay, this is a different telling of the story. I'm sure they've done a lot of research about this. So, maybe this guy knows more. Okay, and apparently she was sleeping on his arm. And so she goes back to put her head on his arm, and he's snoring. But he wakes up.
استيقظ فشمها فصرخ.
And he smelled her, and he started screaming.
كل ده ومين اللي بيقول أنا رأيت بعيني؟
Who said I saw it with my eyes? This is, you guys, please, this is eyewitness testimony. This is eyewitness testimony. This guy saw this with his eyes. He's an eyewitness. This could stand up in court. If monkeys had a court, this would stand up in court because it's eyewitness testimony.
عمرو بن ميمون يقول كل هذا وأنا أنظر.
I saw this. I saw with my own eyes.
فبقول لما القرد العجوز صرخ.
When the old man monkey started screaming,
اجتمعت القردة
all the rest of the monkeys,
ومسكوا القردة ديت وراحوا جابوا القرد.
you see, this guy was really bringing some new details into this. And I mean, I'm learning new things about the story from this guy. It says, when these other monkeys heard the old man snoring, old man monkey screaming, they all came around and they took hold of the female monkey, little girl monkey. And then they went and they got the adult, the young man, the good looking young man monkey. They brought the both of them
الذي زنى بها
that committed adultery with her.
يقول أعرفه.
They knew him. They
جابوهم هم الاثنين
brought the both of them
ورجموهما.
and they stoned them. Oh, so they didn't just stone her, they stoned also the guy.
خلاص.
Look at this guy. He's trying to keep a straight face as he's telling this. Is that enough?
أنا دلوقتي عندي واحد يقول أنا رأيت.
I have somebody today and he says, I saw.
فيجي واحد يقول له ما حصلش.
Somebody else comes and says, no, that happened.
طب الكلام ده ممكن يستقيم؟
Is that possible?
هو بيقول أنا رأيت.
He says, I saw this. I saw it.
أنت علشان تنفي ما قال قل له أنت لم ترى.
In order to deny what he said, you say, no, you did not see. This is getting philosophical.
وكيف يتأتى هذا؟
How do you deal with a situation like this?
وده عمرو بن ميمون بيقول رأيتوه في الجاهلية.
Amr bin Maymun, this is the guy who saw this, he says he saw it in the time of ignorance.
والبعيد بيعترض النهارده.
People are objecting to this today. You guys look at these guys' faces. Look at they're trying to keep a straight face. Look, they're trying not to look.
فكيف يمكن أن يقول له أنت لم ترى؟
Who the heck do you think you are? And his attitude was a little bit stronger than who the heck. Who the heck do you think you are to tell him what he saw and what he didn't see? Who do you think you are? Just come along and say, no, you didn't see that. You know, who do you think you are?
حاجة من اثنين، يا هو صادق فيما أخبر يا هو كاذب فيما أخبر.
Only one of two possibilities. He's telling the truth about what he saw, or he's lying about what he saw.
إذ الأخبار
Or you're a psycho for believing this.
لا تحتمل إلا الصدق أو الكذب.
Reality can only handle the truth or a lie.
فأنا لا أفهم واحد يجي يقول لك أنا مش مصدق الحكاية دي.
Personally, I don't understand. I don't understand how people can come and say, you didn't see what you saw. You arrogant.
مش مصدق الحكاية دي، يعني إذا عمرو بن ميمون كذاب.
You're saying you don't believe this. You're saying that Amr bin Maymun is a liar. Hello, you arrogant people. How dare you?
وهذا لم يقله أحد من العالمين.
Not one of the scholars say this. Not one of the great wise scholars say this.
بل عمرو بن ميمون كلمة إجماع.
But the word of Amr bin Maymun is consensus. يبقى consensus, my goodness. Yay.
كلمة إجماع.
His word is consensus.
يبقى ما بقي إلا أن تسلم أنه رأى.
So you have no choice but to surrender to what he saw. And you guys don't forget, modern science is on this side of this story.
لا سيما أن الأسانيد إلى عمرو بن ميمون صحيح.
The chain of narrators leading to Amr bin Maymun are sahih. It's impossible to be wrong. It's sahih.
طيب يبقى قد صح ما رأى.
So he is right about what he saw.
يبقى تأويل ما رأى.
You have the telling of what he saw.
هو ده اللي هو معترض عليه.
This is what he objects to.
يبقى في التأويل.
There's something in the telling of it.
التأويل حتى أنت لو كذبت عمرو بن ميمون في تأويله يبقى صدق خبره.
Listen to Curious George. I'm serious. Curious George is much more reliable than Sahih than what this guy's saying. But what he said is, so in the telling, if there's an issue, there is no issue about what he said he saw.
تمام الكلام ده كلام أهل.
Is that clear? Is that clear? Hello?
العلم ما ينفعش
This is science.
غير كده.
Nothing else is worthy of even discussing.
بالذات في أخبار من مضى. أخبار من مضى عمدتنا فيها النقل.
Okay, about what happened, we can say nothing. Only in the communication of what was supposedly said about what happened. What happened happened. Well, the problem may be in the communication of what happened.
ملناش أي حيلة في من مضى من جهة التصديق أو التكذيب إلا النظر في حال الناقلين.
Nothing wrong with the veracity of the teller and the incident. It only may be a problem in the communication of it.
طيب عمرو بن ميمون قال رأيت إذا رأى 100.
Amr bin Maymun said he saw this monkey situation. He saw it.
100% هو
100%. 100%. This is reality, people. Ignorant people.
قال رأيت الرجم
He said, I saw the stoning
في غير بني آدم.
among something other than human.
أنت ممكن تقول له لا ما فيش رجم لأن ما فيش أحكام شرعية على الحيوانات.
With your arrogant American mindset. Your arrogant American mindset. He didn't say arrogant American, but this is his attitude. And you can come along and say, hey, hello, how can you apply glorious Islamic Sharia law to New York City? Oops, I mean, no, you can do that, and it's happening. But I mean, how can you apply glorious Islamic Sharia law to animals?
لكن لأنه يشبه ما يفعله بنو آدم فالتحق به من باب الشبه.
Resembles what human beings do when adultery is committed. This situation comes to us from the objective of simile, or something that is similar to what we know. يا راسي.
بس مش إن في حكم تكليفي على القردة برجم.
Not that there is, you know, the application of Sharia laws verdict against a monkey.
الزاني. الكلام ده كلام غير معقول ولا يصدقه أحد، ونحن لا نقر بهذا. تكليفي على القردة برجم الزاني. الكلام ده كلام غير معقول ولا.
This word about, you know, applying glorious Sharia law to a monkey, an adulterous monkey, that's unreasonable.
لا يصدقه أحد ونحن لا نقر بهذا.
Nobody believes it, and we're not saying it. Yo boy, you.
الحاجة الثانية.
Another thing. Yo boy, yay, please don't go to another thing, because we don't have a clue what you just. He's going to go on to another thing anyway.
هل الإمام البخاري أورد هذا الأثر في كتاب الرجم مثلا؟
Thank you guys. Hello, duh. What's wrong with you? Did Imam Bukhari put this situation in the book of stoning? Because apparently in the book, in his books, there is actually a section called the Book of Stoning. Did he put this situation in the Book of Stoning?
عشان تقول كيف يضعوه في كتاب الرجم، والرجم لا يكون إلا على الآدميين.
So that this story would be in the Book of Stoning, and then you come along with your arrogant American attitude and say, oh, look, this stoning doesn't just apply to human beings.
إنما وضعه في كتاب مناقب الأنصار.
Instead, he puts it in the book about Ansar, which means like the victory.
حكاية يحكيها رجل.
Words, speaking.
رجل شهد الجاهلية والإسلام بيحكيها.
Saying it, he spoke it, what happened in the time of ignorance.
ثم هي أثر عن عمرو بن ميمون وليست حديثا مرفوعا.
Well, this is atharun. This is, athar means like impact or impact of Amr bin Maymun, not his actual words.
إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فهو داخل في جملة التاريخ.
It's in the context of history. It's not words that can go right back to Muhammad. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. It's just like, what the heck is he talking about? What,
مش متعلق به أحكام شرعية.
This is not talking about applying Sharia law.
مش متعلق به أي حكم شرعي.
Look at this poor kid. He fell asleep 3 hours ago.
حتى
This guy right here with the camera, he's thinking, dude, I bought this camera. I am not going to show this video at home.
ابن عبد البر الذي أنكر هذا الخبر.
Some guy who denied this story.
سلك طريق العلماء في تأويله.
He applied the way of the scholars in the telling of the story.
ما قالش أنا مش مصدق الكلام ده.
I don't believe the words.
أو الكلام ده أنا لا أسلم به. لا.
Says I refuse to believe these stories.
ابن عبد البر بعد ما قال إن هذا يعني منكر،
After somebody said this is doubtful,
لأن الرجم لا يكون إلا في بني آدم فقط المكلفين
because stoning of adulterers only applies to human beings.
يعني، قال إيه؟ ولو صح
If it's right,
لربما كان طائفة من الجن مسك.
then this is like saying this is like a category of the demons of the jinn.
يعني شوف حتى بقول لك على فرض إن هو مش منكر، يعني بقول لك ابتداء أنا أنكره، سلمنا أنه ليس بمنكر.
You doubt somebody, you say, I doubt him. But we've kind of surrendered to the fact that this is not debatable. This is not doubtful.
فيكون تأويله كيت وكيت وكيت إنهم كانوا طائفة من الجن ممن إيه مسخ.
Well, we say that from the telling that this is from a group of the jinn. I guess my understanding, you guys, is that these, instead of being monkeys, are jinns. And that jinns do stone each other.
لكن طبعا اللي عليه يعني سائر أهل العلم أن المسخ لا نسل له.
Okay, but some people say, wait a minute. Demons don't have kids.
القردة اللي هم الجماعة اللي من بني إسرائيل.
These are from the children of Israel. Now, this is going back to the Jews now. The Jews are involved. Okay, gotta watch anti-Semitism. This goes back to the Jews, you guys. You see, we're talking about the Jews now, you guys.
الذين مسخوا قردة.
That Allah turned them into monkeys. Hello, duh.
مسخوا قردة وماتوا خلاص.
Died, and they didn't have kids. Okay, because some people were saying, okay, these monkeys that were stoning this monkey, they were Jewish monkeys from the monkeys that Allah turned, from the Jews that Allah turned into monkeys. But these were Jewish monkeys.
ما لهمش نسل.
But this guy's saying, hello, those monkeys that were turned from people to monkeys, they died and they didn't have kids. Okay.
كما في صحيح مسلم وغيره، والقضية فيها خلاف يعني مش
Differences in the subject.
هو موضوعنا يعني.
That's not our topic.
فشوف
What is his topic? I don't have a clue. But
كيفية اعتراض واحد
look at the one objection.
على أثر جاء في صحيح البخاري
A story that is in Sahih al-Bukhari.
رحمة الله عليه.
Allah's mercy be on him.
شوف انظر كيف أنكره، ولذلك
Look how he doubted
ما
it.
تلاقيش حد من هؤلاء يأتي يقول الإسناد ده فيه كيت وكيت وكيت.
Don't find one of these guys come and say, hey, this chain of narrators is maybe unreliable.
مع أن علم المرويات بكامله إنما يتكئ اتكاء أساسيا على الإسناد. وذلك
The great science of hadith establishes the reliability of the chain of narrators.
يقول عبد الله بن المبارك
Thank goodness that's over. Yo, boy, yeah. You guys. So, okay. Well, anyway, this, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue what this guy was talking about. I don't think anybody had a clue what this guy was talking about. But, this is what Islam does to you, because it gives you stuff like this and then forces you to believe it. And he was kind of saying that you just got to believe it regardless of what your mind says. Just believe it, surrender to it, or else you're going to call, Amr bin Maymun, who is, they call him a tabi'i. Tabi'i, that means he's a second generation. It's like he's not like the first generation, Muslim, but he's a second generation, but which is still pretty, you know, has a lot of veracity. So anyway, you guys, this is when you go to church, you get a lesson on forgiveness, love, patience, and kindness, how to deal with enemies. Old Testament story. In Islam, you get a lesson on monkeys. It's in the book. What are you gonna do with it? You're stuck with it. You can't get rid of it. You have to do something with it. And that was Quran explicitly refers to the offspring of the most famous jinn, Iblis. Yes, it does. And it talks about also how Satan has kids, about his legs. On one side it's male, one side it's female. When they do it and give birth to thousands of jinns and stuff. So fascinating. So anyway, you guys, so Truth Defender sent me some pictures. Let me see if I can show you. So anyway, guys, try to it's kind of hard to keep that interesting when I tell you, the guy is trying desperately. It's kind of like you just keep talking about something, just keep talking about it, and to where people stop asking. No one's ever after that explanation. I don't think anyone's ever going to ask him about this again because he doesn't want to have another answer like that. Oh, okay. You know what? He didn't send these to me. Let me see if I could send these. Okay, let me see if I can send these to myself. I'll show you these pictures because there is actual photographic evidence of this incident, and so we can actually see it. Okay. 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 So let me just show you some of the pictures. Because sometimes a picture speaks 1,000 words, and if you can see it, you can really feel it. Okay, here's a picture of this poor monkey, and look, this is the Arab monkey. Look at this one over here, man. Okay, there's another. Oh, yep, oh, yay! This one has lipstick too. It's going to be trouble. Look at, they even tied her hands. Look at the stones flying. And there's like a beautiful waterfall in the background too. Yeah, boy, yeah, boy, yeah, boy, yeah. So there you have it, you guys. Yeah. Oh, sure. Hey, Truth Defender wants to come up, you guys. So let's about my last stream. I don't even remember my last stream. Remember that I'm 180 years old, man. My lipstick. Come up, man. There's the link. Do not use drugs and this is your brain on drugs. This is your brain on Islam. Hello.
Shalom.
Shalom, my friend. How are you?
Hey, Brother Hussein. So, so your last stream, I mean, it's man, it's hard to speak about it because it was about the watermelon and the dough and the I know it But here's the thing. I looked up the source that you mentioned that was provided by our brother Zechariah Butros. And
Yes.
then I asked the internet, the AI about it. And it kept contradicting me, kept saying, no, there's no such thing, there's no reference. But then I narrowed it down by introducing references that you you provided. And eventually it did give me some sources, but it said it wasn't the source that you provided. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
However,
Here.
I did find a website that gave a reference in Arabic, and then I had it translated by Google, and it wasn't the same as it was translated by the internet. So it had me all confused about what the actual source is.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you the link to the source
Okay.
that's in Arabic, and then let's see if it's accurate to what they translated as.
Okay.
Because
Okay. Got.
I went from what the way the website translated it to Google Translate, and they weren't exactly the same.
Okay.
And then the source that the AI was giving me was, it said, "Oh, it's not that source; it's another source." So it admitted that there is a reference to it, but it was different than the source you provided.
Okay.
So I'm trying to
Well.
narrow it down to who exactly is saying this, and
Okay.
that's my problem.
Okay. Well,
Let me see what let me see here, because
go
I
ahead
think
and
I
send me what.
text myself the information, and then I can now send
Okay.
it to you.
All right. Cool. It'd be great if you could put it in private chat
Yep,
because,
that's what I'm gonna try to do. Give me one
yeah,
second
just
here.
because. For those of you who don't know, we talk about the rewards, the uncensored rewards of Ramadan, and there's amazing rewards. Muhammad said that if you knew how much you get for fasting Ramadan, you would thank Allah so much more than you do. And we found out about the 124 quadrillion women that you're going to get. And because it's based on how many hairs is on your body, and there's a mathematical equation about this. But then there's the topic of what if a man is having a hard time, because during fasting of Ramadan, men are not you're supposed to abstain from sex also during your fasting time. But they're saying if your testicles are about to burst, I'm sorry, you guys, for saying that, but that's exactly what it says. If your testicles are about to burst, that's what it says.
Okay, I think I found it. I sent it to the
Okay.
private chat, and that's in the Arabic. And that same website allows you to translate it to English, but when I compared it, it didn't match. So then I copied the Arabic, pasted it to Google Translate, and then it was like, whoa, now that's more shocking, especially towards the end of the commentary. And then I was like, oh man, now I need to know if it's, what does this website actually reference? Is it the same source that Brother Hussein referenced, or is it a different source? And if it is, what is it that they're getting it from? But I
Okay.
also, one more thing, I also did find a lot of different internet chats where this is being discussed, and there are people saying, yes, this is actually there, and it's problematic. There's like a lot of controversy over it. But that is the website that I found in the Arabic, because I didn't want to quote it or reference it unless I know for sure that it is in the book you referenced, and that it is what the English translation you provided is saying.
Okay. Uh, I just want to tell you that the last paragraph um, is the last paragraph on this is the almost. I think this is exactly
Hmm.
the part about the, if your things are about to burst and you have to do something, then you can get your wife or some little girl, or to
Right.
do
See, oh
something.
yeah, really quick. That's what I found. I found that it's a lot of people were referencing that the translation is talking about an underage girl that the Muslim would use basically to ejaculate with her
Yes,
hand.
right. Right. Not
It's very
that.
disturbing.
Well, because these are not Arabic words that are used on a daily basis. These are not like the words you learn in first grade, Arabic class. But these are the words that I'm almost positive that this is exactly the paragraph in Arabic that Father Zechariah showed on the screen. It has the same word, the same words. And so now I'm thinking, if I go to the next, the part about the watermelon and
The
the
dough.
watermelon and the dough, I'm not sure if this is in the same, like immediately after this. Okay. But I wish I could go to the next page to see, because this is at the very end of this page right here.
Okay.
Uh, um, so let me see. Let me see.
Does it say what reference it is from though? Is it the same reference that Father Butros is using?
فهرس الكتاب المجلد الرابع مسار الصفحة الحالية. Okay. It is. But that الفوائد. Yes. It is that book.
See, because I downloaded the Arabic version of that book,
Yes.
and then when I looked it up and tried to work with the translation and try to narrow it down, it kept
Yeah.
telling me that that's not the reference.
Oh, it really, no, this is, an Abla speaks Arabic and she knows Arabic too. And here's the name of the book. It's up here. Can you see the hand pointing to it?
Mm-hmm.
It's underneath it. It says Bada'i al-Fawaid.
Right.
Okay. Which, Ibn al-Qayyim. Okay. Bada'i al-Fawaid, that's the name of the book.
Okay, this is good. Let's do this. Ask the AI that if according to that reference it speaks about this specific subject. And I just want you to like hold AI to their feet to the fire basically, because I had trouble trying to get them to admit that that was the actual reference in that book and that it spoke about that specific topic. It kept diverting for me. And finally I got it to admit that it is in in some of the works, but it wouldn't tell me exactly where.
Okay. Um, how do you want me to ask?
Like the way you do the chat, like when you talk to that computer
To
on the
Grok?
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Grok. Ask it if that reference is in that work. Because there's I'm starting to realize how much there is in the Arabic that hasn't been translated for us in the West that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
And
Well, you see, that's the thing about Father Zechariah. He has all the original Arabic books, and he's got a whole library of these books that nobody knows about, but they're very credible books, and he's been reading them forever. And so he pulls up stuff like this. I don't think this book has been translated to English yet.
well,
You
AI,
know,
Abla says AI found the source for me. Um, does it give you the actual reference and the content? In other words, does it quote that information that the Muslim
oh wow.
male? Because I want to know, does the reference give you the information of about the Muslim male going to the Hajj, being sexually frustrated, and being able to use fruit, dough, a female slave's a female underage slave's hand, or or his wife's body, to gratify himself, in order so that his uh I got to be brutal here, folks, I apologize, his bladder or his testicles do not explode.
Yes. That, this is a a humanitarian mission. I mean, this is really it's for his health. Because there could be that explosion, and what do you
Oh my
want?
God.
Just a bunch of
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's for the sake
expl
of
No,
it's for
but think about it. You want all these exploding testicles all over?
that. And do you really want all these vegetables violated? It's we're honestly, this is serious, folks. We can laugh about it, but at the end of the day, this has to do with protecting vegetables, dough, and young underage slave women.
That it does get serious right there.
It really
Absolutely.
does. There's a serious element to this. As
I did go to the next page. I just wanted to see if I could see something about the watermelon. And by the way, I have to tell you that when I started doing programs with Father Zechariah, I mean, I started doing programs with him over, it was like in 2011. That's when I started doing programs with him. And I was, having to interview him. And we used to do the program, it used to be 3 hours long, live on the
you
air.
guys have to get this going back again, brother, because there is so much material in the Arabic that we are missing out on. And not only that, because I'm thinking, okay, the amount of material we have in the English that has been translated is overwhelming.
Mhm.
Now, how much that hasn't been translated is still available? This really makes Islam impossible. There is no way, shape, and form in which Muslims could have documented the life of Muhammad to this extent and with this much detail. It's impossible. So the fact that there is so much more material available in the Arabic that has not been translated only makes it worse for the Muslims.
Yes, and you know, that's what one thing I've started doing is I've started actually going back and listening to his old programs. But anyway, but I just want to tell you that when I started doing programs with him, we used to sit there for 3 hours. It was live on the air because the first hour would be the lesson, and then 2 hours would be calls from people, you know, and
Mhm.
uh and the first episode we did together, the first episode, okay, and I'm having to read the Arabic and read it on the air live, was about the watermelon.
Oh boy.
And I
Well,
had
Brother
to,
Hussein, how about this? Talk to Father Butros. Tell him there is an absolute need for the material that he has access to. Start a program with you and him. I'll join you. I'll bring up the questions. I'll come up with the objections and the questions and the commentaries to these things, and let's start exposing a lot of this information that is not readily available to the English speaking world.
I tell you, he's got stuff, man, and um I mean, it's mind blowing the stuff about, but the watermelon and the dough. That was the first episode that I did with him, and I had to keep a straight face through this whole thing, man.
I'm
And
trying to do that now. That's why I'm not showing my face, because
it
this
was,
is this is wild.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
my
go back.
concern is for the fact that they are allowed to use underage children
See that's where
to
it
do
gets
that. Never
serious.
mind
Yeah.
what they do with the dough or the watermelon. If you have some kind of fetish and perversion, that's between you and the Lord. When you start involving underage children, young women, and it's in from what I understood of the translation that I did, the context is slave women, slave children that are
Yes.
underage,
Young girls.
using
Yeah.
them to for sexual gratification. Now we're crossing boundaries, and it's intolerable. This has to be exposed.
You know what? I actually have. Um, let me just show you this. This is the actual live program that he did, and right here is written the words in كور البطيخة أو عجينة فأولج فيه فهو أسهل من استم استمناء بيده. It means if he makes a hole in the watermelon or in the dough and ejaculates in it, it's easier than doing it with his hand. And this is literally what this says in Arabic. And let me see. Yeah, I just want to just go real quickly and see if he actually says about the source here.
Yeah,
بكده
and this is where Chat
أو
GPT or the
بكده بتاع كده هذا المصيبة
This is what
السوداء
I wasn't saying the words. He was just showing the.
أو ديت كده وأضاف فإن كان له كده كده أو كده عمل كده بكده ومش بس دي لا وأيضا الإيه اللي كده يا خبر اسود على الكلام القذر القبيح أكتر من كده بقى أكتر من كده بقى وإن إيه عمل كده كده
Now, because he did not say that this is from a different source, because that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for him to say whether or not that was from a different source about the watermelon and the dough, but he didn't say that. Which the first part that he showed is the paragraph that you showed me. The first paragraph of that what you sent here. Let me go back to it because it was right here. Yes, this paragraph right here. But the watermelon is not. It's not immediately there. Let me just see if it's
so there's
here.
some confusion about exactly what I think what's happening here is
Oh, wait a minute.
yes, sir.
Wait a minute. It's on the same page here.
Okay.
I have it. I have it right here. Okay.
And that page is quoting the source, right? The reference.
Yeah, it is the source. It is the
Okay.
same source. And in the Arabic, it's right here. It says if he puts a hole in the watermelon or in the dough,
Oh, yapaye.
Yapaye is right. But Olej fihi fa okay.
Habibi, this is killing me. I can't handle it.
It's on the same page that you sent. That you sent. It's just a few paragraphs up here.
Now, I just want people to understand something. My first language is Spanish. My family went from the Basque Country up in Europe to Mexico to the United States. So my first language is Spanish, then English. I've taken a basic Arabic course. I've learned Greek. I was self-taught in Greek. I took Greek under Justin Alfred, who is the voice of the Blue Letter Bible. Anytime you use the Blue Letter Bible and you hear Strong's G 255 or something like that, that's Justin Alfred. I took Greek under him. I haven't taken anything under for the Hebrew, but I love languages. So that being said, I know how to use resources in order to interpret or translate different languages. So I am able to take the Arabic, apply it to available internet resources, and get a translation. Not always perfect, but at least a general understanding of what the Arabic says. And then I test it by people who actually speak Arabic, like I'm doing tonight with Brother Hussein in Abla, who can actually tell us what the Arabic says. So, folks, please understand, when Muslims try to use the Arabic as a weapon to tell you that you don't know what you're talking about, let them know that there are Christian men and women of integrity that can speak, read, and understand the Arabic language and will tell us the proper meaning and understanding of the Arabic texts. And that's what we're getting here tonight. We're getting Brother Hussein, Brother Sister Abla. I'm sorry, Abla. I don't know if you're a brother or a sister. But
Sister.
we are getting the actual understanding of the Arabic language here. And it is in accordance to what the translations have said, that it is a sexual perversion of a male using different tools to gratify himself in order that his private parts do not explode. And that includes the use of a young underage female slave or concubine, which is really sad. It's really, really sad. And I came to this conclusion from my own studies. I just needed verification from Brother Hussein. That's
Okay,
why I asked this.
This is great, man. I so appreciate you doing this. Getting us this resource. This is a tremendous resource. But I just, you see the part that I outlined in the gold.
Mm-hmm.
See that right there? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I already did it, but I'm going to go to Google Translate and show you what it says. Okay, guys, please take out your bar.
Be mature. Be understand. We're trying to understand the meaning of this material.
This is what it says. If he hollows out a watermelon, dough, leather, or a stone, and inserts it into, and now here it says into an idol.
Oh, really quick. Yeah, I forgot about that part because some of the translations I found in the commentaries dealt with using an idol for this purpose, which was like, my goodness, in today's day and age, I understand that there are these companies that produce these robotic or it's like they create full-bodied human impersonating sexual gratifying toys that basically look like human beings, but they're fake, and they're using them, and it's become a huge thing on the internet. And this is what that's talking about: taking an idol, piercing it to give it a place of insertion for sexual gratification.
And you guys, when you read this, inserts it into an idol, you understand exactly what it's talking about in the Arabic. And you know what's interesting about this is that the stone of the Kaaba is a female organ, and
Yep.
and so okay.
Yeah,
But then,
really quick. Well, let's just make that very clear. If you folks, if you look at the any pictures or videos of the Kaaba, at the one of the corners there's a what's considered to be a meteorite, and it is fragmented because supposedly it was stolen for so many a bunch of years. Then it was recovered but fragmented. Then they put it into the corner of the Kaaba, and then they encased it in silver. And the shape of the encasement is like a female organ, like a vagina. Let's just be brutally honest here. And that is what the Muslims go and kiss and touch and venerate, which is a female organ at the corner of the Kaaba. And that's how it came about. So, and we don't even know if the what they have there is the original stone because it was stolen and then retrieved after so many years, and it was fragmented because it got cracked, and then they encased it in this silver shape that is very much like a female organ.
uh, but that, yeah, and so really awesome resource, man. So yeah, dang. Shoot,
Well, I
not,
mean,
not
I appreciate having somebody that speaks Arabic, understands Arabic, reads Arabic, and that I can reach out to. And folks, understand this. It's the question of the Arabic is serious within Islam because they
oh,
make the Quran itself claims to be a book revealed in pure Arabic. The religion of Islam is for the Arabic people of the Arabian Peninsula. It is not a universal religion like it claims to be. If Muslims want us to convert to Islam, they need to first teach us Arabic.
they need to learn it first because most of these guys, none of these guys, none of these guys know Arabic,
Correct. Yeah.
and he's
So sorry for the interruption, brother.
no, that's good, but seriously, I want to I was actually looking for a way to read this book, and in the Arabic, and so I appreciate that you brought this up. It's a really great resource.
Really
So,
quick, let me just throw something in, unrelated, but I just want everybody to look it up. There was who was it? Oh my goodness, there was somebody lecturing tonight or earlier today on how Muslims pray and how they say that Jesus prayed like Muslims and therefore Jesus was a Muslim. I'm sorry. Buddhists used to pray bowing down, prostrating themselves the way Muslims are doing tonight. So what we have to ask is, are all the Muslims tonight who are prostrating before Allah becoming Muslim or becoming Buddhist?
Buddhists.
Because if you look up Buddhist prostration or Buddhist prayer, you're going to find that the Buddhists used to prostrate and still do before their deity and in their religious practices the way the Muslims do. So if the Muslims want to take their religious practices, superimpose them onto the Christian doctrines and Christian practices, and say when Jesus bowed down and prayed before God in the garden, that he was doing it in a Muslim way, then we have to go back to the Buddhist way and say then therefore Muslims are being Buddhists. It's stupid, but nonetheless.
Yeah, well, there's a new thing that Earthman can use on his stand over there and say Buddha was a Muslim, and so
Exactly. Or all Muslims are Buddhist.
they're worshiping the same God, but yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. And this is, I mean, it's getting so. I was thinking of a passage in the Bible yesterday that says they have the appearance of godliness, denying the power thereof. There's an appearance of godliness when they stand up on Times Square and pray like that. It's like, oh, dude, especially if you don't know, what Jesus said about doing that. But there's an appearance of godliness, but it lacks the power. And you're disobeying God. Jesus said that you're not supposed to do that. And Mohammed said you're not supposed to do that. Mohammed said you're not supposed to pray on the street corners. He specifically said that. And so these guys doing this are not just disobeying Jesus, they're disobeying Muhammad. And but anyway, that's another episode. So
Yeah, actually, if you were to look up Buddhist prostration praying, you'll get the information. They can do that on their own.
thank you, man. Thanks for pointing that out for us. And great. Well, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. And thank you for the source. Awesome source. And
Thanks. And I just wanted clarification on that. That is what the Arabic says. That is what's in the reference, the source.
yeah, it is. It is. And when you get into the Arabic, man, it's like, I know Daughter of Christ is going to be translating a particular book, for David. So, they're beginning to translate some of this stuff, and she knows the Arabic. I mean, she really knows the Arabic good, and the English, so she's just such a great translator, and also Rob Christian, because he knows the Arabic.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he's fantastic, at this too. And so, well, thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing that. And
All right. Thank you, brother. And really consider having Father Butros start doing episodes on presenting information that's only in the Arabic so that we in the West can get it and start using it for the glory of God.
I hope that, yeah. Usually on Mondays, they call me to go on his program. There's a program that he does on Mondays, and usually they call me to be with him. So if he does call tomorrow, I'll mention that to him. And so yeah, and thank you for coming on, and come on all the time.
Okay.
So
God bless, brother.
all right, and thank you everybody for being here. God bless you, and if you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Oh, it looks all right, guys. Just to show you, some of you who weren't here at the beginning, that these are monkey ear pods, and I did not want Pinky to listen today. Okay, a lot of this stuff is difficult for Pinky. And so we did have these monkey pods. They're called monkey pods. And we so Pinky has been listening to Curious George. And it's an anniversary issue of Curious George. So Pinky was not listening. Some people have a problem with it, but I just don't want Pinky listening to this. You don't know how it can affect someone. Monkeys have feelings. Okay. Now, does Sharia law apply to monkeys? I don't know. Okay. But we got to be careful. We got to protect Pinky. So, all right, you guys. Thanks for being with us. Have a wonderful night. And we love you, but much more importantly, he loves you. Have a great night. We do.